at home. Finished one last night, and I got the last one at home. So I got 4 left with the ones at home. I've been
Lily,
eating
go sit with
before I go
Liz.
to bed.
Hey, Lily, come here.
Go sit by Liz.
You want to snuggle?
Go see Liz.
Let's
I cooked
snuggle.
another
Where's Liz?
steamed things
Hi,
last
come
night.
here.
Come get her.
Let's snuggle.
We're having steak and corn on the cob
sit
for
with
dinner
her.
tonight. If you'd like to come out and join us for all the noise.
You see all the television, Walmart bragging about the best steaks in the market. You're going to find out. I bought 2 packages,
Okay.
2 in the package.
Well, I just want you to know that we have steak.
I'm going to throw them in the freezer though.
We're
Hey.
going to have steak on the grill tonight and corn on the cob. If you want to come back around 5 or 6.
Grandpa, we're going to have Walmart steaks for dinner tonight.
Oh,
Fresh. I'm cooking them.
What are they?
Strips.
Strips.
I make the best steak. I don't want to brag, but my steak is awesome. So you need to come out here about 6 o'clock.
wow.
We're going to
wow,
eat dinner
wow.
and corn on the cob. And then at dusk, we're going to have to throw some fireworks up in the air. I'm going to throw fireworks up
You're
in the
doing
air.
it tonight for me?
Yeah. Well, no, we're doing it tonight whether you come or not. But I'd like
Yeah.
you to come.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm hoping the fireworks
You
right.
might have to stay past your bedtime.
What's that, 7
I'm
o'clock?
not even until 10.
Good.
Good.
Take the weed whacker and get you no shows. You run in that water. You cut that
Maybe you're so
shit
cute.
down.
He's talking about the fern, the
Oh,
weeds in the water.
no, I've had this place for 22 years.
I got it.
And every year I pull a few more out. And the DNR hasn't said a word. So I don't want to do it all at once and get in trouble. Besides, in the morning, the little duckies come and swim in there, and the kids get to see it. And I have minnows now.
Yeah, if you
So
cut those
I'd
weeds,
like
you're
to
going to
keep
lose
the
that.
minnows around the area. And yesterday I had Lily laying on the dock, looking in the water and watching the minnows. And that was fun.
Sure.
So I don't want to get rid of all of them. Just that I've been keeping, see there's nothing by the boat.
Okay. Oh, you got the bone in.
Yeah, the Scott and Peter helped with that.
And I did too.
And then Elizabeth and I, we drove the boat over. And it runs
This boat?
better. It runs better this
This
year
boat?
than ever.
This boat?
Who's going to put it back
I don't know, but they got it in. Pete'll take it out for me. He drove the trailer back and everything, and he unhooked it. He knows just how to do it.
in? Gee.
So
you
he's
being a
good,
big girl?
and that's good.
Yeah.
And letting him do things, he feels more like he's part of the family, and I think that's really important.
Pushing.
Yeah.
Pushing.
So
Because if you don't push him, he wasn't never raised that way.
no, and he's
He don't know enough to go pick that up and put it in its right place. And he's coming with good with that.
he's coming along just fine.
Hey, before you go, I want you to tell me a story.
But what?
Pick a
About-
good story
about
that he
when-
can tell me.
About when the boat was under the water and you were the only one on top, because he never heard that story.
No.
I never
I
heard
seen
either.
that story last night on television.
I want to hear this.
It was
Important.
in World War I. And it was I forget now the name of the ship. But it had a hurricane. They were coming back in the North Atlantic from Germany, I guess. They were coming back, and this ship rolled over like that, and he probably could have grabbed the water, and he got up and he leaned on the opposite side, so he couldn't move that ship.
Yeah.
And then then at one time, it showed him there, and he went like this, and the bow went down. But I didn't see the stern go down.
Well, tell Scott about when you were on the boat and you were in the crow's nest,
Yes, this is not a boat. This is a ship.
a Navy ship. Big.
What?
A boat can be hoisted up in the air.
What is it? A destroyer? A cruiser?
It was
Tank?
It was a tanker.
A tanker?
Yeah, same size as length as a heavy cruiser,
Okay.
but it was a tanker, and this piling that went up, that big around, was all solid steel. It had hoists on it. So you go up a ladder, and you get up there, and you take a strap like a safety belt,
Right.
hook it in. You set.
And the crow's nest.
They call that the crow's nest. It's about from here, around here, size. That's all it is. And it's over here on this side is a little gap like that where you can get out and go down. So I'm setting up there with binoculars, looking for things that could crash the ship.
Right.
And I could see more than the radar back then than the radar could see.
Oh yeah.
See, when this baby come up like that, I could see, God only knows how far. And I would make reports. This storm come along, and all at once she rocked. And then the swells were like this, and rocking. Then the swells turned around like this. And they finally worked around like this, and as that go, the ship was going like this. Well, as it got to this point, the captain changed course because he wanted to dive right into him rather than roll her over.
Yeah.
Easier to roll over than dive. So then she was going like this. 80-foot swells.
80-foot swells? Waves.
You see that telephone pole there?
Yep.
You see that bucket on top?
Yep.
That's more or less what it looked like.
Yeah.
Imagine a wave that high.
Grandpa was way up there.
Oh, farther than that. That's more than 80 foot.
Yeah.
But anyway, and I was seen up there, and I seen her go there, and I see her there, and I see her go there, and I wonder how's the stern doing? You know, I look there, and there's no stern. No stern. My God, I look up, there's no bow. So I grab both sides, and I look around. Only thing out of water was that.
Was him.
The crow's
And I
nest?
was in it.
He's the only
If
one out of the
I
water.
only-
The whole boat was under the water.
How
He's
did-
the only one out of the water because the boat went under the wave.
It went up the
Oh.
swell, and it went down and deep into the other. She went a big swell, shoved her down deeper, and another one behind it came up,
Come over it.
and I was in here.
So he's
Wow.
the only one above water.
I was not in the water. I was in the crow's nest, but I seen that whole ship underwater, and I was the only man that was not underwater on 350 men.
And that was about what?
Wow.
For maybe 1 minute or half a minute?
Half hour.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, you must have been scared.
I had radio on. They says, "You okay?" I says, "Yeah." "You want to come down?" I said, "No, this is fun." I said, "Do we got a chance of drowning this thing?" He says, "No, you're all right." He says, "I've had it worse." You talk to the captain direct when you're up there.
So how did that work where the boat was underwater? What did everybody else in the crew do?
They were inside.
They're
the ship.
inside, so they
Everything is
didn't.
insulated or-
So it's all
the guys
sealed
in
off.
all the guys in my division was in the northern part, and there's a hatch on each side of the ship. You go in, and all this side of it, from ship to ship, I don't know how wide it was, all bunks,
Yeah.
and they're like a hammock.
Right.
They swing with it. So them guys went down there. You can't do nothing on the ship.
Right.
Can't go to work.
Right.
You go back there and smoke and rock about baby.
I can't imagine.
No, he says it like off the cuff, but that's got to be so
There ain't a
scary.
thing around that's ever went into a
Wait.
tornado or a stern or anything into a wild sea
In the
and
crow's
hasn't
nest.
seen that
Oh, okay.
or felt it. Now them guys didn't see it ever inside.
Could you get struck by lightning up there in a storm?
Huh?
You could get struck by lightning up there, right?
Yeah.
I don't see why we weren't grounded.
All I know is I can't imagine my own
I
dad
am-
in the crow's nest by himself, and all he looks around and sees is ocean.
Yeah.
No ship, no nothing. He's the only thing sticking out of the water, and he's looking at God's creation, and the boat is underneath, covered up completely. What did he say, for half an hour?
What a great story.
I can't.
Well, it didn't
Wow.
stay underneath a half hour.
It just
The
bounced.
storm land like that till it got to the point where she calmed down, and then we got back on course.
But I just
That
think
was
it's
a
amazing.
typhoon area.
Was there?
Now the Essex did the same thing. The Essex was underwater at one time.
It's kind of like a submarine almost,
Yeah,
but at least they built the ship so it could handle that.
that's something I could never understand, and I will never understand in my lifetime.
Wait, so
How that boat has all that steel and hundreds of thousands of a ton.
It's still
How in
floating.
the hell can you remember to get that thing to float?
I don't know. It's amazing, isn't it?
How was?
Do you have something you want to ask about the story?
Now the Missouri
You have to talk
itself,
louder. He
she
can't hear
died
you
like that.
when there's a chance.
But when the ship went down, and when the bow went down, if the ocean fought it, it went down like this, and the old bow go, and that's when I was up there. I was hanging on a boat. I was strapped down. It was late.
Well, it's still scary.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know. That might have been my first cruise in the North Atlantic.
yeah. Welcome to the North Atlantic.
Yeah.
Tell them.
They always give the young guys a dirty job.
Tell them about Uncle Elwood getting. He had his brother
Yeah.
had 2 boats sunk while he was on them.
He went to the North Atlantic. The Germans come in during war, and they used a bunch of submarines come in and get the Sixth Fleet. That's I was in the Sixth Fleet, and Elwood was